Tonight is more than just another preseason matchup. It's the first real glimpse of what the Pittsburgh Steelers might become in 2025. Under the bright lights, the black and gold face off against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team led by star quarterback Trevor Lawrence and electrifying playmaker Travis Hunter. Steelers Nation, this isn't just football, it's the start of a new chapter. We've got a roster packed with young talent, hidden gems fighting for roster spots, and veterans ready to prove they've still got it. While the scoreboard might not define tonight, the performances will. Before we dive into the latest updates and must-watch players, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss breaking Steelers news, insider analysis, and game day coverage. Let's keep this black and gold family growing. Now let's get into it. Here's the reality for tonight. Don't expect to see all the big names. Coach Mike Tomlin is keeping many starters off the field, prioritizing health and evaluation over preseason fireworks. It's a smart move. Preseason defenses run vanilla coverages, and risking injuries to core players isn't worth it. Here's the full list of Steelers not suiting up tonight. QB, Aaron Rodgers will Howard finger injury. RB, Jalen Warren. WR, DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin minor injury. D, Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith. OL, Isaac Sumalo, Calvin Anderson. A, Chris Boswell. DL/LB, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward contract dispute. Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, Patrick Queen, Deshaun Elliott. Secondary, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., Corey Trice Jr., Dante Kent. Though tonight, all eyes will be on the next wave of Steelers, the hungry, the overlooked, and the ones who could steal a roster spot before September rolls around. That's 21 names, yes, 21, who won't be stepping onto the field for Pittsburgh tonight. With so many starters resting, Jacksonville could have the upper hand early. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter, and a large chunk of the Jaguars' first-team offense are expected to play. New head coach Liam Cohen clearly wants to make a statement right out of the gate in preseason week 1, using his stars to set the tone. But don't let the missing names fool you, there's still plenty for Steelers Nation to get excited about. This is the kind of night where young prospects and bubble players can make their mark. Sometimes these are the games where the future of a franchise quietly reveals itself. The first player who demands our attention, Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back from Iowa. With Jalen Warren sidelined, Johnson is likely to see a heavy workload. Expect the Steelers to test him with plenty of outside zone runs early, giving us a glimpse of how he reads blocks and bursts through lanes. In a scheme that rewards vision and acceleration, Johnson could thrive, and this could be the first chapter in his rise to becoming the offense's go-to-back by season's end. Next up is Roman Wilson, a second-year wide receiver from Michigan who, due to injuries, is practically making his true debut. Hamstring and ankle issues robbed him of a rookie season, but in camp this summer, he's been turning heads, especially when working with Aaron Rodgers. Tonight will show how well he connects with the rest of the quarterback room, and the Steelers will be watching closely. They're banking on Wilson to step into a major role, potentially as their second wideout option. His skill set offers what Calvin Austin III, talented but undersized, can't always provide: physicality and blocking presence. This is more than preseason football. It's an audition, and for players like Johnson and Wilson, it's a chance to start writing their Pittsburgh legacy. The Steelers love what Roman Wilson can bring when the game plan calls for physicality, someone who can step into 12 personnel sets, handle early downs, and deliver as a blocker opposite DK Metcalf. But that trust has to be earned. If Wilson can't show chemistry with the quarterbacks or make plays when it matters, his role shrinks fast. That's why these preseason snaps and the upcoming joint practices with Tampa Bay carry real weight for him. Tonight is his chance to prove he belongs as a true number 2 receiver. And there's Rock Taylor, the undrafted rookie from Memphis who's quietly been the heartbeat of the Steelers' third-team offense in camp. He's big, strong, and hunts the ball in the air like it owes him money. Every practice seems to include a couple of crisp 15-yard digs or a perfectly timed back shoulder grab. Once the game shifts into the second half tonight, keep your eyes on number because Taylor could be the most exciting thing on the field. For him, the situation is simple but steep. Outperform veterans like Scotty Miller or Robert Woods, or pack up when roster cuts hit. Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith will be watching closely. A strong showing could push him into more second-team reps and maybe, just maybe, a ticket onto the final roster. Speaking of Miller, he's quietly been having one of the better camps of any receiver. With Calvin Austin 3 sidelined, Miller has stepped into that role and looked sharp. His calling card has always been speed and ball tracking, and he's shown both in recent practices. If there's a player who could burn Jacksonville deep tonight, it's Miller. He has the knack for slipping behind coverage and making a defense pay in a single snap, the kind of play that flips momentum in an instant. Keep your eyes locked on Scotty Miller, but he's not the only weapon worth watching tonight. One of the biggest stories out of camp has been Darnell Washington, and when I say biggest, I mean that literally. He's built like an offensive lineman but moves like a tight end who belongs in highlight reels. Washington can outjump defenders, snatch the ball at its highest point, and then rumble downfield like a freight train once he gathers momentum. Seeing him in live action tonight could be one of the most entertaining parts of this offense. Another name to watch, J.J. Galbraith. He's been quietly reliable in camp, stringing together 3 or 4 strong catches in team drills nearly every day. Once the game shifts into the second half, he and Rock Taylor might become the focal points for Pittsburgh's offense. Galbraith isn't a lock for the 53-man roster, but he's making a strong case for the practice squad, the kind of depth player who can step in seamlessly if injuries hit the tight end room. So here's the question. Which offensive weapon will steal the spotlight tonight? Will it be the deep speed of Miller, the bruising style of Caleb Johnson, the smooth routes of Roman Wilson, the contested catch magic of Rock Taylor, or the mismatch nightmare that is Darnell Washington? Shifting focus to the trenches, Troy Fautanu is another fascinating storyline. Like Roman Wilson, his rookie year never really got off the ground. He saw action in just one game before a knee injury shut him down. In that brief appearance, he looked promising, showing quick feet and solid technique. Now healthy, tonight offers a chance to remind everyone why the Steelers believed in him. Troy Fautanu has been stacking solid practices, but now comes the real test, facing NFL competition that isn't wearing black and gold in training camp. Tonight will be our first extended look at him against a live opponent, and it's a chance to see how much progress he's made since last year's injury-shortened rookie season. Alongside him, Broderick Jones is another key storyline. In previous preseasons, Jones has struggled, and unfortunately, those rough outings carried into the regular season. This year, he needs to flip that script. After a slow start to camp, his play has picked up, and tonight is a golden opportunity to prove he's ready to anchor the offensive line. The first half will be a big indicator of where he stands. When the second half rolls around, expect Dylan Cook to get plenty of work at left tackle. He's been impressive in camp, even stepping in for Jones when he battled a groin injury. If Jones falters or goes down, Cook might be the next man up, and how he performs tonight could determine how much the coaching staff trusts him in that role. At right guard, Mason McCormick will see his share of snaps. This trio, Fautanu, Jones, and McCormick, represents both the potential and the uncertainty of Pittsburgh's offensive line. If all three hit their stride, the offense could have one of the most balanced units in the league. But if 2 or more struggle, it could cap how far this team can go. Tonight's performance will be the first real clue. And while the spotlight often shines on offensive stars, the other side of the ball has its own camp standout, James Pierre. Defensive back has been making plays all week, including multiple interceptions. As we turn to the defensive storylines, Pierre is one of the names you'll want to track closely. With Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay sidelined this week, James Pierre has been running extensively with the first-team defense. That extra responsibility will likely carry into tonight, giving him a prime opportunity to prove he can be more than just depth. Lining up opposite him, Brandon Eccles is expected to start. He's been versatile throughout camp, holding his own both outside and in the slot. Watching how that cornerback duo holds up against Jacksonville's passing attack will be one of the early storylines of the night. In the slot, Beanie Bishop Jr. returns after starting there in Week 1 last season. While he hasn't had as many splash plays in this camp compared to last year, his experience still gives him an edge. But with rookie Don DeKent pushing hard for snaps, Bishop will need a strong showing to hold his ground. Another name to keep in mind is Sebastian Castro, the undrafted safety out of Iowa. His camp so far has been a mix of highs and lows, but his college tape showed an aggressive, instinctive defender who thrives near the ball. Tonight, he'll get plenty of game reps to show whether that skill set translates to the pro level. Veteran Chuck Clark will also see action. The coaching staff can't stop praising his football IQ, leadership, and ability to line up anywhere in the secondary, whether as a box safety or patrolling the back end. His presence should add stability to a defense missing several starters. And then there's Peyton Wilson, wearing the green dot for the first-team defense tonight with Patrick Queen sitting out. For those who don't know, the green dot signals the defensive play caller on the field, a massive responsibility. Mike Tomlin wants to see how Wilson handles not only his assignments, but also the leadership role in a live game environment. Peyton Wilson has worn the green dot in practice before, stepping in when Patrick Queen took veteran rest days, but tonight will be the real test, his first time commanding the defense under stadium lights. This is the role Mike Tomlin calls the quarterback of the defense, and it's not just a one-night assignment. If Queen's tenure in Pittsburgh ends after this contract, the job may one day belong to Wilson for good. Then there's Cole Holcomb, a man we haven't seen in action for over a year. Last time he took the field, a brutal Thursday night knee injury against the Titans left many wondering if his career might be over. But he's fought his way back, and tonight we'll finally see him take another snap. On the edge, Jack Sawyer has been one of the most pleasant surprises of camp. If he can notch a sack tonight, it could light up the fan base. He's been absorbing every tip he can from TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, and Alex Highsmith, and it shows. Rounding out the watch list are the rookie defensive tackles, Derrick Harmon and Yaya Black. Harmon has been a disruptor from day one, bursting into the backfield and forcing quarterbacks into mistakes. Black is his opposite, an immovable wall, not flashy, but impossible to push off his spot. And while sacks may not be his specialty, his knack for swatting down passes has been a problem for quarterbacks all camp long. Whether it's Sawyer, Harmon, or Black who strikes first tonight, one thing is certain: Pittsburgh's defensive youth movement is ready to make some noise.